Are you looking for free things to do in Rome? Well, stay tuned because we're going to show you everything that you can do
for free in Rome.
All right, let's go. This is Piazza Navona. As you can see over there, we have Bernini's Fountain of Four Rivers. And one thing that's interesting about Piazza Navona is that, as you can see, it's an oval. And the reason why it's an oval is because in ancient times, they used it as a horse racing track. How cool is that? So this is Bernini's Fountain of Four Rivers. And the four rivers are the Nile, which represents Africa, the Danube, which represents Europe, the Ganges, representing Asia, and the Rio de la Plata, representing the Americas. And now, folks, let's go to the Pantheon. We're here at the Pantheon, the oldest Roman temple in existence. And why is it kept like this? Well, actually, they turned it into a church. And that's why it's been kept up so nice. Guys, this is a free thing to do in Rome that you cannot miss. Let's go inside. Now, when you come to the Pantheon, I recommend to arrive first thing in the morning. And by first thing in the morning, I mean like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, before everybody else. Because when, during the day, after lunch, there could be a ton of lineups out here, folks. And now we're entering the Pantheon. As you can see, this place is pretty incredible. Folks, to be able to see the Pantheon without any people, wow.
It's incredible.
We are so fortunate.
Yes, we're walking around Rome like with no tourists. It's amazing.
And this is definitely one of the best free things to do in Rome. Folks, we are approaching the Trevi Fountain. This is probably the most famous free thing to do in Rome. Here we are, folks, at the Trevi Fountain, another free thing to do in Rome. And when you're here, this is not really free, but just take a coin and throw it in. Legend says, if you do that, you're gonna come back to Rome. One thing, folks, if you visit the Trevi Fountain, do not go swimming. The Carabinieri or the police, the local police, they're gonna get you. Well, folks, this here is the barrier to, or the country border. This is the border to the Vatican. So on this side, you're in Rome, and on this side, you're in the Vatican.
And if you stand in the middle?
And if you stand in the middle, you're in both countries. Another free thing to do in Rome is visit the St. Peter's Basilica. As you can see today, we don't have a lot of people, but come early. It's right after the Pantheon maybe, and you'll be able to go inside completely free of charge. But folks, there's going to be a couple of lines you're going to have to go through, so just give yourself some time and wear pants. You have to cover your shoulders and your knees. Good tip for you. Well, folks, we made it through the metal detectors and now we're on our way to St. Peter's Basilica. And folks, here we have a Swiss guard dressed in the uniform made by Michelangelo. And at the end, you have the King's Stairs. So we are just entering the Basilica right now, and I'm going to show you around. You know, I've said it before, but this is quite a privilege to be able to see this church with nobody inside. And this, folks, is St. Peter. Normally, you can actually rub the foot, but because of COVID time, they've limited this access. And here we have St. Peter's tomb.
Well, folks, we continue our tour of the free things to do in Rome. We are in the Portico d'Ottavia. This is the Jewish ghetto, or the Jewish area of Rome, and this is the Portico d'Ottavia. Now we're going to go see the Teatro Marcello, which is an ancient Roman theater that is perfectly preserved. A lot of people think it's the Colosseum, but it's not. It's actually another theater, and it's totally free. You can walk around and take a look. Let's go! So guys, as I told you, this is Teatro Marcello. A lot of people think it's the Colosseum because it reminds of the Colosseum, but it's not. And it's totally free and you can walk around. So folks, this is the mouth of truth. It's another free things to do in Rome. So the legend says, if you're a liar and you put your hand in the mouth is going to chop your hand off. So let's try. Not a liar. In the same church where you have the mouth of truth, there's another free things you can see. Is the tomb. This ancient church was built on top of the Foro Boario, which was the place where the Romans used to trade cattle. So folks, it's almost impossible to walk in this church and not waiting in line forever. Thanks to COVID, we were able to do that. Now, a very important thing to do, if you want to visit the mouth of truth, remember, you need shorts that covers your knees and no tank tops. Well folks, this is another free things to do in Rome. This is Piazza del Campidoglio. Originally in Roman time, this used to be the temple of Jupiter. Now is City Hall, and this piazza was designed by Michelangelo himself. And in the middle of the piazza, there's the statue of the Emperor Mark Aurelius. Now, behind this building, which is City Hall, there's another very important free things to do in Rome, which is the best view of the Forum. So let's go take a look. So this is the Roman Forum. As you can see, the view from here is quite spectacular, and in my opinion, there's no point of paying the admission to go inside and view the Forum, because pretty much what you can see it from here. So another free thing to do in Rome. Well folks, if you're wondering what it is walking in a Roman road, this is one. As you can see, this is the remaining of an important Roman road. Here we are in front of the Insula of the Araceli. This is another free thing to do in Rome, and used to be the remaining of an old Roman condominium. People used to live in these places. Here we are at the monument of Vittorio Emanuele II, or the altar of the Motherlands. We can go start and get inside. From here, the view of Rome is beautiful and it's completely free. Unfortunately, due to the COVID situation, I cannot take my mask off even when I'm filming, so you have to bear with me. Let's go. Here we reach the first level of the monument to Vittorio Emanuele II. And here is the memorial of the unknown soldier. In 1921, they picked a dead body from World War I in the battlefield, and they buried here in memory of all the soldiers that died in World War I. And this is the monument, and there's always an honor guard all the time. And here we are, we reached the level of the statue of the King Vittorio Emanuele II. This was the first king of Italy. And from this level, you can have an amazing view of Rome. As you can see here, you can see Piazza Venezia, and over there, the Dome of St. Peter. And we reach the highest level you can do for free. And from here, the view is absolutely amazing. Over there, you can see St. Peter with the dome. A little bit further here, you see the dome of the Pantheon. And then Piazza Venezia, of course. Over there, you can see the Parliament. Villa Medici on the top. And over there is the Quirinale Palace, the residence of the President of Italy. And from here, you can see the Imperial Forum. And of course the Colosseum over there. In here we are inside of the monument of Fatherland and Vittorio Emanuele II, and as you can see, it's quite grandiose. So what do you think about this monument? It's quite beautiful, huh? And completely free. So this is another free thing to do in Rome. Keep in mind one thing, as in any other sacred monument in Rome, you have to wear clothes that cover your shoulders and your knees. And here we are in front of the church of San Pietro in Vincoli. This church is another free thing to do in Rome. From outside, the church doesn't look by much, but inside there's one of the most famous statues by Michelangelo, is the Moses. So let's go take a look. And this is the Michelangelo Moses. This originally was supposed to be the tomb of the Pope Julius II della Rovere, one of the most powerful popes in the Renaissance. And a few steps away from this church, you have the best view of the Colosseum in Rome. It's one of the most iconic views of the Colosseum. From there you can see the old monument, and it's pretty popular doing there and take a look. Now, the Colosseum is not free inside, but honestly, it's better from outside. There's not much to see inside. So let's go and see the Colosseum from outside, and it's free. Let's go. And as we promised, this is the best view of the Colosseum in Rome. So it's just up this hill, and there's some stairs here, and you can go down the Colosseum, and it's completely free. Here we are on top of the Aventine Hill, one of the hills of Rome, and this is the building of the Knight of Malta, and there's the famous keyhole. You see the line is a bit long, but from that keyhole you can have a beautiful view of the Dome of St. Peter. To get up here is a bit of a steep hill, so it's best to rent one of these little guys. It's fantastic. You can come here in a few minutes, no problem, from the Circus Maximus. And folks, we reached Campo dei Fiori. This beautiful piazza has a market all the time here in Rome, and it's another free thing to do in Rome. As you can see, there's plenty of places where you can actually look around and find specialties and flowers. And up here, you have the statue of the philosopher Giordano Bruno that was sent to death in this piazza. And we reach the Spanish Steps. These are absolutely beautiful free things to do in Rome. The church on the top of the step is called Trinità dei Monti, and it's actually a very beautiful church to visit as well, and it's completely free. And here we have another very, very famous fountain in Rome. It's called the Fountain of the Barcaccia, and you probably don't know that every fountain in Rome, the water is totally drinkable, and you can drink the water straight from the fountain. Guys, important to know, now you cannot sit on the Spanish Steps anymore. Well guys, and this concludes our video of the free things to do in Rome. So what was the one you liked the most? And what is the one that you're going to plan to visit when you come to Rome? Let us know in the comment below.
That's a great idea. And by the way, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. That way you never miss our next videos.
Thank you guys.
See you guys.